Hello beautiful people, how you doing? So it is approximately, I don't know why I said approximately, it's 5 o'clock p.m. and you're probably like, whoa. Yeah, I'm starting this video a little on the late side, but let me give you kind of a breakdown of what's happened recently. So last night I was up till after 2 in the morning editing the video from yesterday. So that took a while, and then I woke up this morning and was not feeling great. My stomach was really upset. I felt really sick, and I'm not someone who typically gets sick in any capacity, knock on wood, my chair. But oh yeah, I promise that was my chair. That could look very inappropriate, but I don't typically get sick, and this morning I felt like terrible. For some reason, it felt like I had been drinking all night or something. It felt like I don't typically get hangovers, but when you wake up that next morning, you're not sick, but you just feel kind of cloudy. You just don't feel yourself, but you're not necessarily sick. You don't feel bad. It's just a weird feeling. I kind of had that on top of it all. So it was just a very uncomfortable feeling, and I got up because I thought I had to get online for a class this morning to hold some office hours, but found I didn't have to. So after I did my core workout, tried to log on to that, I was like, I'm just gonna go back to bed because I didn't have class until 3 today. But I slept for like another 3 hours, and it was just weird because there were moments where I would kind of doze off, but it felt like I was not able to breathe anymore. So I like jumped up, literally physically jumped up 2 times as I was like really starting to fall asleep because it just freaked me out. It was a weird sensation. I don't know what it was, you guys. I don't know if I have a fever or not. I don't have a thermometer, but Mia stuck with me. I scared her the couple of times I jumped up, but I do feel much better now than I did this morning. That's kind of where I'm at right now. So given the circumstances, I am just gonna do some of those facts about me. If you're new to my channel, I started this way back close to whenever I started my channel, actually, right after I did. So I use conversationstartersworld.com, and there are 200 questions they recommend you ask people to get to know them better. And so I've been doing that, and then using a lucky draw app on my phone to randomly choose one of the 200. I did find out today that I only had set it up to 50 draws instead of 200, so I lost all of the numbers that I had answered, which was very unfortunate. But in restarting today, I was able to remember ones that I had previously answered. So I'm not gonna say I will never repeat a question I might not remember, but I am going to try my best to remember the first 50 that I had answered. So we were a quarter of the way there. I screwed it up, but we're gonna keep trucking right along through them. So I'm just gonna answer 5 of these today to at least post a video up for you guys, because I promised that I would do a video every day this week, and I'm holding myself to it. So the first question, I already did them randomly. I got the numbers. So the first question was number 120, and it was, what's the most immature thing that you do? And that's a tough question, but I honestly would have to say probably these YouTube videos, not gonna lie. I know I do some stupid stuff on these videos compared to what I am in real life. In real life, you probably would think that I have, multiple personality disorder of some sort, but I promise it's just I use YouTube to kind of get my goofy side out a little bit. But I mean, that's the only thing that I can think of other than, treating my dog like a person and talking to her often about my problems and issues without getting a response. But, everyone does that. Who doesn't do that, right? I don't think that's immature. One other thing I guess you could say is immature, now they're coming to me, is I do take it very literally in treating people the way they treat me, and sometimes that can make it look like I'm acting immature when really I'm just dishing, like, I can take what people dish out, but it gets on my nerves when they can't take it right back. So it's like, don't dish out what you can't take. So if someone's gonna, ignore me or not, want to hang out, or if they want to talk bad about me or something like that, I just flip that table right around and I'm just like, okay, now it's my turn. And then I go at them the same way. And I'm very literal in treating people the way you want to be treated, and I don't tolerate stuff like that. So if I'm not being treated fairly or right, either as, you know, a friend or if it's a stranger, I will call you out on it. And I don't think that's necessarily an immature thing. I think that it actually takes a very strong-willed person to be that way, one, but then also admit it. So I'm very proud of that about me, and it's taken me a lot of experiences to get to that point. But yeah, I just don't put up with crap anymore. And if you want to think I'm immature about it, then you go right on ahead, sweetheart, because it ain't gonna change me. Ooh, my Southern came out. Wow. I even said the word ain't. I never say that word. Okay, so the next question was 166, and it is, what question can you ask to find out the most about a person? When did you last speak to your mother? Ooh, I think that's a good one. Do you wear underwear? Do you enjoy your job? Do you have a dog? Ooh, that would, yeah, that would get me right there. If you have a dog, oh, you have my heart. Okay, so the next question was, what city would you most like to live in? Well, in times like this, I would normally say I've thought about moving to LA or New York, but you know, this is kind of making me second guess that, but no, not really. I would take my chances for sure. But I know when I visited LA for spring break last year, it was so much fun. I went completely alone. I went by myself, did everything by myself, and I had so much fun. Probably one of the more enjoyable vacations I've taken by myself. I've taken quite a few by myself. I'm one of those people. I don't care if I have someone with me or not. I'm gonna go have a good time, and I know how to have a good time by myself. So those are the two places. But also, in all seriousness, my job and policy that I'm looking at pursuing in my field, those jobs are only on the West and East Coast. So, I mean, I am kind of limited to those regions and areas anyway. So it kind of works out for me and my benefit that on the serious side of things with my future career, you know, I would need to go in that area anyway. Okay, so the next question would be, or the next question is, where's the most relaxing place you've ever been to? This is super easy. So for those of you who are new to my channel, I think I've mentioned it before, but I've been to New Zealand, Wellington, New Zealand to be more specific. I went there for a summer internship and loved it. Fell in love with that city, location, everything. Highly recommend going to New Zealand. Can't emphasize it enough. Obviously not right now because the country is shut down for COVID. But the people there, super chill. Everyone is super chill, like very relaxed people there, and it just makes you feel relaxed. It's not as like panic, hustle and bustle as the US is, like super strict on scheduling and time and things like that. And I really loved being in that environment, and I worked better in that environment. I could literally do whatever I wanted when I wanted, could leave the office whenever I wanted, didn't have to answer to anyone as long as my work was getting done. It's the kind of like no questions asked. So I love that aspect about New Zealand, and even though it was there for a work trip, it felt like a vacation, honestly. It was an amazing time. I took a ferry down to Picton with a friend, and it was a really, really great hiking spot. Very small town, but beautiful mountains and things like that. I'll make sure to include a picture right up here. And you guys, there are no words for how beautiful just that whole country is. So yeah, highly recommend it. The last question is, if you could have a video of any one event in your life, what event would you choose? So this one I would have to say, whenever I was in 3rd grade, there was this cool art project, art competition thing that was called My Home is Tennessee. And you had to draw a picture. It was just like, you could paint, draw, whatever. You create a picture of something that represents Tennessee, like your home in Tennessee. And I actually was a winner for that competition from our school. And as a result, it got featured in the Nashville Museum. So that was a really cool thing to be in for 3rd grade. But why I would want to kind of have that on video is because my parents split up probably just 1 to 2 years. I think it was a couple of years before that. And they kind of tried to go out of their way to make that a special time for me. And they got a limo and we went to Nashville. It kind of brought us all together and we celebrated it together. And that meant a lot to me, and that was a special memory of mine that I'll probably never forget. But I don't remember a lot of the details of it because I was so young too. So, you know, that's one event that I would have liked to have had a recording of, just because it was a nice time after those rough times that kind of brought us all together, and just to celebrate one of my successes. So that's all for this video. I know you guys are probably thankful it's a lot shorter. It's literally half the time just about as my other videos, but thank you all so much. I hope you all understand that there's nothing much going on today. I'm just not feeling very great, and I don't think it's anything to worry about based on, you know, the common symptoms and things of that nature. I don't have any of the common ones, but you know, I'm gonna keep it monitored just in case, be on the safe side. But I am also leading from that, I'm going to be on the safe side because I think I'm going to go home this weekend. So this is kind of not really a last minute decision, but it is. It's kind of been on my mind for the past week or two, and my parents have asked me a couple of times to come home, and I've just kind of been pushing it away because, one, I just don't feel like I can be myself at home, and I don't like having this like whole facade or anything like that, in all seriousness. But two, it's just like, once I am home, I kind of miss the hustle and bustle, but right now I feel like I'd actually have more hustle and bustle at home than I do here, just because I don't live with anyone here, so I can't visit my friends and everything. So whenever I normally go home, it's like I miss my friends, I'm not able to hang out with everyone, be myself around everyone. And if you guys don't know what I mean by that too, if you're new to my channel, it's just because I am a gay guy and I'm from the South and grew up Baptist and all of that. So, you know, a lot of you might be able to relate with me if you are too, but you know, you get what I'm saying. So that is something they know. I am out to my family, but it's kind of like they act as if I didn't come out to them. So I think it's just a lot of denial. So that's what I mean by things like that. But I do think it would be good for me to be around people because it's been hard to get some work done, which I have mentioned earlier this week to you guys in another video. And I think being around them will actually help me be a little more productive and focusing on things that I need to do, just being around everyone. I know Mia would be happier because there are other dogs and animals back home that she can play with. She can have a backyard for an extended period of time, but I think I am going to go home for a couple of weeks maybe. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now. I have no definitive timeline on anything, but yes, I'm going to go home to Tennessee. Last I checked, they only had 1 case of COVID in the county. So way different than Travis County here in Austin, Texas. But, you know, I think it would be good for a lot of other reasons. So I think the pros outweigh the cons this go around. I mean, obviously I always want to see my family too. I don't mean for that to come across the wrong way. It's just a different dynamic than other people might be able to understand. But again, thank you all for watching this video. If you made it all the way through the end, I greatly appreciate it. I'm just gonna keep saying greatly over and over again because I really greatly appreciate all of you who take the time to watch the videos and to comment. And I'd love to have you be a part of my channel. All you have to do is click that subscribe button. If you'd like a shout out, then don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and then click that notification bell and comment done below. And I would be more than happy to give you a shout out. Speaking of shout outs, I wanted to give a couple of people a shout out even though they didn't necessarily do this, but I appreciated their recent comments. I had a comment from the Comical Canadian. And I appreciate your comment saying nice content, it was really good. And then I also want to give a shout out to Tim and he said, amazing content, you deserve more views. Thank you so much for those words, you guys. I really appreciate it. I hope you all have a great rest of your day and enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.